Good morning to all of you. Once again, I welcome all of you in today's lecture. In the last lecture, we was seen that the floating and dredging equipment. So, the dredging is an equipment or the machine which is used to uh, carried out the excavation underwater in a shallow seas or freshwater area with the purpose of excavation. Uh, in case of all types of the civil engineering work which is going on underwater, then the dredger is very important for the excavation underwater. So in all situations, the operation is undertaken by special floating equipment and we called it as a dredger. So I will share with all of you the today's presentation. So the floating and dredging equipment we already started in the last lecture. So as far as concerned with the definition, we also say that dredging is an excavation activity or the operation and which is usually carried out at least partially underwater in a shallow sea or a freshwater area with the purpose of gathering of bottom sediments and depositing of them at a different location. So, this is about the dredger. Dredger is a equipment, mechanical equipment or hydraulic equipment which is used for excavation underwater. In case of underwater construction, for example, the foundation for bridge piers, then the dam constructions also. Dam is constructed across the river, so we have to excavate the foundation for the dam also. Then we have to use the different types of the dredger. Then these are the phases also we seen in the last lecture. That is the excavation, then lifting, transportation, and then disposal. Then why the dredger is important as far as concerned with the types of the work. So these are the major work with which we can do any types of this project with the help of the dredging, navigation, then mine industry, offshore industry. So these are the area where we require the excavation underwater. So with the help of this machine or with the help of this equipment, we can easily excavate all such type of the foundation for this type of major work. Also, in some extent, we require the maintenance work. So while maintenance work in case of the navigation channel or the ports or whatever may be the maintenance which is happening in case of the water, then with the help of such mechanical equipment or hydraulic dredging equipment, we do the maintenance work underwater also, and then the careful removal of contaminated material or the reuse or relocations of the material underwater. So these are the area where the dredging equipment is generally applicable. Then also we was seen that in the last lecture, that is the types of the dredger. We have mechanical dredger, then hydraulic dredger. So hydraulic dredger are generally used for the how the hydraulically dredger is used and mechanical dredger is used. Also we seen that. So these are the things uh, we only go through all these slides rapidly. These are the mechanical dredger. Generally, we have bucket ladder dredger or grab dredger or the dipper backhoe dredger. So these are the the main three types of the mechanical dredger, and we also seen that the working principle of bucket type dredger, its application, and how it will work underwater. Okay, so this is about the bucket ladder dredger we seen in the last lectures. Then this is the aerial view of that particular dredger, and these are the bucket type of the ladder dredger. So quickly we are going to overlook whatever may be the syllabus we have covered in the last lecture. So these are the working principle of the dredger, and then we also seen that the specification. Then grab dredger, about this grab dredger also we seen in the last lecture how it will work underwater. Then its a specification we also seen in the last lectures, and also we seen in the last lectures the hydraulic dredger also. Okay, so their working principle and then specifications. Okay, and then the three types of the hydraulic dredger also: the plain suction dredger, then there the working principle also seen in the last lecture, how the this type of the dredger is work underwater, their specifications. Then cutter suction dredger also seen in the last lecture. So depending upon the types of the ground or the materials is available below the underwater, so how it will cut that particular material with the help of cutter suction and dredger, we also seen that. Then how it will work, their specifications also seen that. So as far as concerned with the specification, then the impact of dredger in today's lecture, this is the last part of module 4, that is the impact of dredging. So dredging can create disturbance to the aquatic ecosystem. Okay, so whatever may be the ecosystem will be there. For example, in case of the aquatic plant point of view or aquatic ecosystem point of view, there will be the fish or whatever may be the aquatic life which is survived in the water. Due to the excavations of any types of the foundation or any type of the maintenance work in underwater, which create certain disturbance to the aquatic ecosystems. Then as far as concerned with the change the environment, this activity have the potential to change the environment. For example, due to the excavation underwater with the help of dredger, in there will be a possibility of water pollution. Okay, so if the water may get polluted, this is very harmful or dangerous as far as concerned with the aquatic ecosystem point of view. Then depending upon the nature of dredging material, it's a disturbance from the seabed may lead to change the chemical compositions of the water. So if the chemical compositions of the water may change, then also it affect the aquatic ecosystem. And then as well as toxic and the nutrients element, particularly nitrogen and phosphorus, control the rate of release from this particular. So these are the impact of the dredging underwater. Okay, so this is about the fourth module. Okay, so at this stage we have completed the fourth module. In this way we have completed the fourth module. So if you go through the different types of the, you can say, the content, what the is there. So see here we have completed prefabricated construction, then relative economy, then steel construction, then planning and field operations, then erection equipment will be there, cranes of various types such as tower, traveler, then looping jeep tower crane, and floating and dredging equipment. So at this stage I would like to say that the module number 4 is over. So again, I will share with all of you our module number 5. So from today itself, we are going to start our module number 5. So the module number 5, basically, if you see the syllabus of this particular module, so this is a syllabus, road construction aspect. So this is related with your infrastructure engineering. Okay. So again, we will see the road constructions aspect, their planning, how the road will plan. Then asphalt mixing plant and batching plant is the hot mix plant will be there. Then sensor paver for rigid roads, then crushing plant belt conveyors, then cableway, constructions of new railway track, how the new railway track will be constructed, what are the methods we are going to follow for the constructions of the new railway track, how the alignment will be done, how the different layers of the railway track will be constructed. We will see in these particular articles. Then aspects of bridge constructions. So this module cover generally the syllabus you have seen in the infrastructure engineering. Okay. So we will start related to the road constructions aspect. Okay. And then we will see the hot mix plant, that is the asphalt mixing plant and batching plant. So as far as concerned with the road constructions, so as far as construction point of view, aspect point of view, what do you mean by the road or the highway? Okay. So generally the highway or the road is the project which is constructed for the purpose of the transportations. Okay. The main purpose behind constructions of the road in the form of the highway, that is the national highway, state highway, major district road, then minor district road and the village road. The classifications of road are classified according to the speed. Okay. So national highway, state highway, major district road, minor district road and the village road. There are 5 types of the classifications of the road will be there. So we will see the construction aspect, how the planning will be done, what do you mean by the highway, or what are the various the layers of the highway, and how the planning of the highway will be going into considerations, or what are the various you can say the step by step procedure, who will sanction the road project, who is the main authority as far as concerned with the National Highway Authority of India, that is known as NHAI. So National Highway Authority of India is one of the, you can say, the government agency who take the lead for the constructions and the maintenance of all the road. Okay. So if you see the transportation system, so a transportation system may be defined as a planned network of element or physical component that play different role in the transportations of goods and the person from one place to another place. So as far as civil engineering point of view, see here we look into considerations the various aspect while the planning of the highway systems or the roadway or highway as a national highway. So if you want to construct a national highway, so whatever may be the aspect which is required for the constructions of the national highway, we should know. So we will learn all the aspect in this lecture. The element or physical component of a transportation system are referred to as the facilities. A transportation system can therefore be considered as a fixed facility, the flow entities and control system that permit people and to overcome the friction of geographical space efficiently in order to participate in timely manner in some desired activity. So as far as concerned with the transportation system, so our responsibility is that how the alignment will be carried out. So the first step in the road construction is the fixing of the alignment. Okay, in case of the plain area, in case of the hilly area, how the road construction will be done. So the alignment means the alignment means the laying of the center line on the ground, that is known as the alignment of the highway systems. So while aligning of the highway systems, it is very important to see we require the land acquisition. Okay, somewhere the alignment goes through the important, you can say, the land or the barren land or the cultivated land. So it is very tedious job to acquire the land from the farmer, because farmer doesn't give the grant to the National Highway Authority of India for constructions of the road from their the field or the land. Okay, so we required huge amount of money. So while alignment of the road systems, our responsibility is that we look into consideration various aspects. The alignment should pass through which point, or the alignment pass through, or alignment doesn't pass through which point. So while aligning the road systems, or the aligning of the any types of the highway or any types of the road, our responsibility is that it should pass through a very you can say the very low area, or you can say the barren land. So the abstraction should be minimum in front of the alignment. For example, in somewhere in somewhere 1 minute, some of the hello sir, good morning. Yes sir. हाँ, yes sir. हाँ सर, वो जो है ना सर, मैंने वाघमारे सर को मैसेज किया था ना, तो उन्होंने रिप्लाई किए। तो उन्होंने बोले कि सैटरडे को आदित्य सर को बात करने बोलेगा, मैं करता हूँ। बोलो वाघमारे। अच्छा, ओके, हाँ हाँ, वाघमारे सर ने रिप्लाई किए तो हाँ, राइट है सर, राइट राइट, यस सर, यस सर, यस यस सर, यस, हाँ राइट है सर, हाँ वो भी है सर, वो प्रोसीजर से जाना चाहिए। हाँ राइट है। हाँ एक, हाँ आफ्टरनून में निकला था, आफ्टरनून, हाँ शाम में निकला था, वो शाम में निकला था। हाँ राइट है, हाँ यस यस यस, हाँ होती है लाइट। हाँ लाइट है। यस सर बरोबर है राइट है। हाँ हाँ सर। हाँ हाँ बरोबर। हाँ हाँ यस बरोबर। हाँ हाँ वो अच्छा हो गया। हाँ हाँ सर आपने बहुत हाँ यस सर ओके। हाँ यस सर राइट। हाँ वो मतलब हाँ सर वो भी बहुत परेशानी है। हाँ एक 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 दिन उधर लगा ही था तो। यस यस हाँ राइट। अभी उधर छुट्टी है क्या सर अभी छुट्टी है। हाँ वो हमारे इधर नहीं भी है। नहीं भी है। अभी कॉलेज में है। नहीं भी है। नहीं नहीं कॉलेज को छुट्टी नहीं है सर आज कॉलेज में चालू है लेक्चर वगैरह का। नहीं ईद की छुट्टी नहीं दी। वो है सर लेकिन कॉलेज को नहीं दी है। हाँ अभी बोले तो नेक्स्ट मंथ में रहेगा तो बस लास्ट महीने से क्या करें। हाँ वो तो सबको छुट्टी है सर सिर्फ हमारे कॉलेज की छुट्टी है। देवगिरी की छुट्टी नहीं है। वो छुट्टी देती है। नहीं नहीं मेरे मैक्सिमम तो नहीं देते। यस सर, मैं अभी मतलब आती। यस सर, यस यस। हाँ वो मतलब सर ने भी फोन करके बोला नहीं नहीं नहीं, वर्कमान सर ने रिकॉल किया था वो, तो बोले कि मैं सैटरडे को कर देता हूँ ऐसा आदित्य सर से। हाँ यस यस सर से करा। हाँ हाँ। अच्छा ओके। यस। हाँ राइट। हाँ हाँ बरोबर, आदित्य सर का की है। हाँ वो सब क्लियर है। ओके। हाँ बाकी सब ठीक। हाँ वो तो ज़रूरत नहीं है वो। तो मैं क्या करता हूँ सर, अभी डिस्कस कर लेता हूँ कि हाँ 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 हाँ, right, हम्म, हाँ हाँ ओके। यस। हाँ और कैंडिडेट और गाइड लीडर बैठे। हाँ अच्छा। हाँ राइट। हाँ राइट। हाँ यस। हाँ ठीक है सर। हाँ सर, हार्दिक हो जाता है। नहीं, अभी अभी हो जाए ना सर। हाँ। हो। यस। बात कर सकते हैं। हाँ सर। हाँ हाँ। यस। यस। नहीं नहीं सर, मैं कर लेता हूँ। हाँ हाँ। बात कर सकते हैं। I am very sorry for due to the certain constraint, I am unable to. So as far as concerned with the traffic fixed facilities, okay. So while aligning the road constructions, it is very important to look into the various aspects of the alignment. Then flow entities are the units that traverse the fixed facilities. These include the people, vehicle, container units, railroad, cars, and so on. So while the road aspect point of view, the engineer, whatever may be the design engineer for the flexible or the rigid pavement, we look into considerations the different types of the vehicle or the roads, then the container units, that is the lightweight traffic or the medium load traffic and the heavy load traffic, and then railroad cars and so on. So as far as concerned with the design aspect, that is the road is designed for mixed traffic or the separate traffic. So we look into consideration this aspect while designing of the roads. So in case of road system, the fixed facilities are expected to accommodate a variety of the vehicle type ranging from bicycle to the large tractor trailer or the combination. So these are the aspects we should look into considerations while designing the road surfaces. Then control systems is also very important. The control system consists of the vehicular control and the flow control. So vehicular control refer to the technology way in which individual vehicles are guided on a fixed facility. Such the control can be manual or automated. So the proper geometric design of fixed facilities must be considered the characteristics of the vehicle and the characteristics of the vehicular control systems. In the case of highway facilities, where the vehicles are manually controlled, these include driver characteristics such as the time a driver can take to pursue and react to various stimuli. In the case of automated systems, similar but more precisely defined responses time exists as well. So the flow control system consists of means that permit the efficient and the smooth operation of streams of vehicle and the reductions of the conflict between vehicles. So this system includes various types of the signing, marking and the signal systems and the underlying rules of the operation. So these control systems is one of the key element while aligning or while the road construction. So as far as concerned with the control systems, so to first you should keep in your mind that uh, uh, on the road there should be a minimum accident. Okay, so such alignment if you do, then it is very good alignment as far as concerned with the roadway or the highway point of view. So we should also taken into considerations various types of the marking systems will be there, signing systems and the signal system will be properly, and the underlying rules of the operation, that is the speed control systems should be there to avoid the accident on the roads or the highway. Then mobility and accessibility. So mobility and accessibility is one of the key elements in case of the any types of the road construction point of view. So the mobility refer to the ability to move between different activity or the site. If a facility could move people and goods very fast, then that facility provides a very high mobility. Accessibility refer to the number of activity sites connected by the facility. If a facility provide connection to large number of residents, commercial place and the industrial place, then it provide very high accessibility. Means the connectivity of all the villages or connectivity of all the, you can say, the urban areas uh, should connect easily with the roads or the highway. So the mobility and accessibility is one of the key element, and it play a vital role in case of the road constructions. Then major transportation systems, we have the highways, okay, railway, airway, waterway, pipeline and the conveyors. So as far as concerned with the highways and railway and the airway and the waterway, okay, so this is limited, or there will be a constraint such as the economy and the time taken to travel from one place to another place. Now if you want to travel in a fast way within the less time, then we should prefer the airways, and if you prefer the economy, then we should go through the railway transportation system. So depending upon our time constraint and the economy constraint, we should choose the major transportation systems from this major. Okay, then the another important aspect is the planning in case of the road constructions. So planning an activity or the process that examine the potential of future actions to guide a situations or the systems towards a desired directions. Okay, in occurs in present, but it is oriented towards the future. Okay, so as far as concerned with the plan, its purpose is achieve the positive goals and avoid negative consequence, and or the both also. So planning is one of the important protocol, you can say, while aligning the road systems. Then scope of the transportation planning, all man-made the project should start with a plan. So whatever may be the things, if you want to start, the first step is that the planning. Okay. So if your plan is very good, then the there will be a very easy things for all of us. The more significant the project, the more intensive and long term the planning. For large transportation system, planning start 20 years before construction. So, while alignment of the roads, the National Highway Authority of India look into considerations the past, present, and the future, the planning perspective. So the planning is one of the important phase in case of the highway transportation point of view. Then the planning process, what we need to do in case of the planning. First, we should understand the situation, problems, what problem is arises, then research, or you can say the search for the solution. So depending upon the problem, we need to search for the solutions, and then we should analyze the performance. So analysis of the performance is also important. Then evaluations of the alternative. If you want to construct the roads, okay, so while planning of the alignment of the road system on the ground, we have to sketch the numbers of the alignment. So we need to align in different perspective. For example, if the alignment goes through the various economic agriculture land, then it is not recommended by any government authority. So your planning should be in a such a way that it should occupy a minimum land, and it should not pass through various obstructions, such as the alignment should not pass through the major nala, major rivers, or the major obstacles. So the obstacle should be minimum in front of the alignment of the road. So then choice of the project and design and the construct. So these are the process if you follow in case of the planning systems, then there will be a, you can say, the success of any types of the road project. And then we should also follow the feedback from all the stakeholders, government authority, and then local the municipal corporation body, or local road network authority. So we should follow up the feedback from such you can say the local authority as far as concerned with the planning process. And then the functional classifications of the highway system. So this is one of the important aspect of the road constructions. So the primary system, that is the expressway or the national highway, that is the multi-lane highways. Then secondary system, that is state highway, major district road, and tertiary system, that is other district road and the village road. So NH, SH, MDR, ODR, and the VR, that is the village road. So these are the classifications of the highway systems. Then what do you mean by the expressway? So expressway is divided as a highway facility having two or more lanes in each directions for the exclusive use of traffic with full control of access. And the in the highway hierarchy, expressway is only the facility that provide complete uninterrupted flow. An expressway is composed of three subcomponent, that is the basic freeway segment, then the subway, and the upper layer, which is called as the carriageway. Okay, so as far as concerned with the expressway, the limitations of the speed will be there above 100 kilometer per hour. Then the Mumbai-Pune expressway will be there, Mumbai to Pune, first expressway constructed in India. The total length of the Mumbai-Pune expressway is 93.75 kilometer. A dual, you can say, the 12.45 meter wide carriageway will be there. Central median average, that is the 7.6 meter. So the width of the carriageway is a very large, that is the 12.45 meter. and it is divided into the two lanes. Okay, then 2.5 meter blacktop shoulder will be there. So look at this blacktop, we called it as a shoulder. Then 5 twin tunnel and one single tube tunnel, total length is 6000 meters. So as far as concerned with the Mumbai Pune highway, this is about the specifications we should understand in case of the any expressway. Then uh, 26 passes will constructed across the Mumbai Pune expressway. Then 21 overpass constructed in case of this Mumbai Pune expressway. 6 major bridges and viaduct will constructed in front of in the alignment in the Mumbai Pune expressway, and also the 21 minor bridges, 81 box slab culvert will be there, 2 railway over bridges and 4 inter changes will be there. So intersections will be there. So such kind of the minor or the major under passes or the overpasses or the major bridges or the culvert we can construct across the any alignment in front of the highways. So at this stage we will stop today's. We will stop today. I will download the attendance. If anybody is having any question,